how are you feeling? You okay? Yeah, I heard that you're here for migraine problems, is that correct? Yes. Well, if you can just briefly go through the symptoms that you've been experiencing, it'll give me a better indication of where along the path of the migraine you are, okay? So yeah, just start from the top, okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it can often manifest as sort of a throbbing pain or a sort of pulsing sensation. Usually it can be on both sides of the head, but typically it's on one side, and it can be around the temple sort of area, or feel like it's behind the eyes. Yeah, have you experienced any nausea, or vomiting, or anything? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That sounds to me like an aura, which actually occurs before or with the headache. I'll go over in a minute the actual specific stages of a migraine to help you get a better understanding of what it is, and also to hopefully give you a few early warning signs so that you can take preventative measures. Okay? But yeah, I mean, keep telling. Okay. Yeah, flashing lights. Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, a lot of the time, if someone's having a migraine or an attack, they can feel a tingling sensation down either both or one of their limbs or side of their bodies, and that can actually often get misconstrued as a heart attack. So it's important to know the symptoms of a migraine so that you know exactly how to deal with them and don't mistake them for something else. Yeah, that's right. Okay, well, basically, just clumsily put all those things there. Basically, so you know, the migraine is it comes in 4 stages. So the first stage is what we call the prodrome, okay? And these are the early warning signs of the migraine, and these can be really, really unusual. You can have funny cravings, distinct mood changes or swings. You can experience joint sensitivity or joint pain. So you might sort of wake up in the morning with an achy shoulder, and actually that could be an indication of an oncoming migraine. And that's called the prodrome. And what I would recommend, if you do experience any of those symptoms, just book in for a general health checkup. And that way we can ascertain if there's anything else going on, or if it is in fact part of the migraine. The next stage, as I mentioned, is called the aura. And these are representative of issues with the nervous system. Okay, so you might experience behavior or issues that are symptomatic, like vertigo almost. So it might be some kind of lights in your eyes, dizziness, and this can build up over about 60 minutes. So it can be quite distressing and disorientating. And I mean, if you experience any of those symptoms, I would certainly recommend that you come in for a checkup for your cranial nerve. Okay. After the aura, so that is, as I said, building up about 60 minutes, you will experience the migraine itself, the attack. Okay. And the attack can last up to 2 days, unfortunately. And I mean, I'm not going to mince my words. Basically, you feel like complete trash. It's kind of like if you imagine your worst hangover times 1,000,000. It can be completely debilitating. It can stop you from going to work. And often it is visually symptomless. So people will think that you might just have a headache or something, whereas you know exactly what's going on because you can't actually function in the usual way that you do. There's a lot of misinformation surrounding migraines. Like I said before, some people who have a headache think it's a migraine, but when you have one, you know, because wow, you really are, you can't do anything during it. But after the attack is what we call the postdrome. It's kind of like, it's like a sort of roller coaster ride, I guess. And the postdrome is the denouement of the migraine. This is immediately after the attack, and it lasts basically a day. You'll feel down, confused, really moody, and basically won't be much fun at all. It's kind of like, I don't know, if you have a really good night, let's say, and you have a bit of a downer the week after. Yeah. So basically, those are the 4 stages of a migraine. And if you can pick up on the symptoms early enough, you can treat it. What I'll do today, initially, I'll just do a few really simple tests just to see how you're doing. But I will refer you for some biofeedback, which will help us to better treat the migraine if it's something that is going to keep popping up in your life. All right? So what I'll do, if I can just take the first line of your address. And your postcode. Yep. And can I just make sure your contact number is up to date, so your telephone number. Cool. So what I'll do is I'll write a referral for a biofeedback session, and that's at a specialist unit. So I won't be able to conduct that myself. You should get the confirmation of the appointment within about 2 weeks or so. I'll put it as a priority because I know how nasty migraines can be. But in the meantime, we've got a few tricks that we can do. So what I'll do first, as I said, is I will give you a general overview of what's going on by looking around the head area to see, and just sort of gently investigating. This is what I like about being a doctor. When you go into diagnostic mode, you kind of feel like a detective, only with less crime, I suppose. And then what I might suggest is that we actually conduct a Daith piercing. Now, I know this sounds a bit strange, and I want to reiterate that there isn't actually that much scientific evidence supporting it, but what some people have found is if they get the Daith part of their ear, which I believe the etymology is from the Hebrew word for knowledge, it can alleviate some of the symptoms of a migraine, and in some cases stop it entirely. Now, as I said, it's kind of almost a pseudoscience, but it has been proven to work. And whether or not that is just psychosomatic or placebo, doesn't really matter if it works, I'm sure you'll agree, as long as it's not doing any harm. So if you're happy, after I've had the inspection, we can go ahead and just give you that piercing, if you like. Yeah? I'll have to sign some stuff first, but if you just bear with me, I've just got to pop and get some more paperwork. Okay. Perfect. Well, what we'll do for now is I'm just going to look at your ears and your general face and everything like that, and just test your eyes very briefly. Okay? All right. Thank you. So I'll be getting in really close and I'll be whispering so that so it doesn't hurt. Okay. I'm just going to check your ears first, just to make sure that they'd be okay for a piercing, and then I'll check around your face with my hands, and then I'll check your eyes. Okay? Okay, here we go. Okay. So yeah, as I said, the Daith piercing actually, it goes sort of under your ear, you know where the tragus is, sort of just above that, and the perfect Daith piercing should look like it actually sort of grows So the left ear looks fine. It looks like a good candidate for the piercing. I'll just check your right ear because it might be the case that we do both. Okay? Okay. It's all looking good. Yeah, migraines are awful, I must say. I've never actually had one, if you can believe it. And the reason I know that is because I've seen the symptoms and the results in so many different patients. I know that if I had one, I would know. And I have definitely not. It looks very painful and very disorientating. Yeah, this ear as well is looking like a good candidate for the piercing. So I think we'll be able to work with both of them. Okay. And just very briefly, I'm just going to lightly touch around your face. Okay? Just pat it, going all the way up to your temple. So just around here, around your chin, up and around, and just a little bit on the front of your face as well. Okay? I'll be very gentle, and it's just to check that there's no cellulitis or any kind of inflammation around the head. Okay? So here we go. Okay, yeah. It's very gentle. It's almost like a very light massage for your face. You see, you get all kinds of goodies when you come in to see Dr. Roberts. Okay. I apologise for the brown tie. I know it's not a particularly pleasant colour, but I had to get ready in a rush this morning to get to clinic. Okay, I'll just under your chin, around your jawline, up to the top of your cheekbones, and around your forehead. And I'll just very gently down the front of your face to your lips, and just down the nose, palpate around the side of the nose, and that's okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and finally, I know I do it a lot, but it is an excellent benchmark for how your body is operating in general. So I am going to shine this light in your eyes. I know. I'm going to flash it into your eyes. We won't do any following the light, but I will be doing dragging down into it. Okay, so it is bright, as I just shone in your eye, you can see. So just bear with me for a second, okay? How's that? Sensitivity to light can be a symptom of a migraine, basically. So that's what we're doing. Also, a little tip: if you think that you're going to cough or you're going to sneeze and you don't want to, what you can do is you can look up, and if there's a light in the room, a bright light, not the sun, obviously, you can look at that, and if you look at it directly and tilt your head, it will stop you from coughing or sneezing, which is just a handy tip if you're at some kind of function like a wedding and they're just about to say I do and you're about to erupt into a sneeze. I mean, maybe you'd like to disrupt the proceedings, but I mean, that's up to you. Okay, how are you feeling? Good. Right, I think we'll just go ahead and do the piercing. So I just need you to sign here. update it. I'll also get the referral out to the biofeedback unit, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Okay? Okay, so let's do the piercing. So we take these off. Sterile. I will have to change my gloves to black gloves. I hope that's alright. It's traditional when you do a piercing. And we have completely sterile devices to use. Oops, I'll just clumsily manhandle that one. And also, I will provide you with a choice of rings. So here we go. So would you like a ring like that? Obviously not as big as that. Just a little stud like that. Or a bar. Whoops. We'll do a couple of studs, yeah? Just for now. Okay. Now, if you don't like needles, let's just close your eyes briefly because I'm going to show you what I'll be putting in your ear. And here it is. So it's a sterile little needle, and that just pops through the ear, the cartilage, through this, which I hold to create the pathway for the piercing. And then you just pop the end in there and it goes through. And then I'll wipe it down with some sterile alcoholic wipes. Okay. I like the black gloves. They're more robust, and it makes me feel a bit like a mad scientist. Okay. So either makes me feel like a cat burglar, or I'm into some kind of BDSM thing. But anyway, let's get on with this. So, we will start with your left ear, okay? I'm going to go straight in and do it, okay, so don't worry, it'll be okay. And this will just, I'll clasp onto your ear with this. And pierce it with that. Okay? Nothing to worry about. Easy. It will hurt, but I'll wipe it down with some alcoholic wipes after. So, let's give it a go. Okay. So I'm just going to clasp here and lock it down. Okay? Now I'm going to take the needle here and pierce it through. You ready? There we go. Easy, huh? Nice and easy. Okay. And now we'll do the other side. All right? See? It doesn't hurt that much, does it? And then I'll wipe down. Okay? And again, just bit clasp onto the ear. Get ready. Ooh, this one's a bit tougher. And there we go. Easy. And that's got the piercings in there already. So we'll get some alcoholic wipes. Smell good to me. And just gently wipe down your ears. Okay, how's that? Do the other one. Perfect. And that's it. Easy. So you just got yourself a really awesome couple of piercings for free. And that should almost immediately help to alleviate any symptoms of the migraine that you have. Okay? Now, as I said, I'll be writing the referral to the biofeedback unit, but in the meantime, if you experience any other symptoms that are associated with the migraine, you can come straight back here to the clinic, and we will either do a general health checkup, we will conduct a cranial nerve treatment or examination, or any other diagnostic-based approach we can take to make sure that you're getting the best possible care possible. Okay? So until then, I hope that the migraines don't come back too much. I hope that you like the new piercings and go and to a rock show or whatever you youngsters do nowadays. And otherwise have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. All right. Goodbye.